Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, children of the ages, welcome back to another reaction. Now, we are staying on this Superman thing because, the new Superman movie's coming out. So we have to keep up date with any new information that we can. So they're saying the new Superman is too weak. Let's see what they have to say and comment.
From James Gunn's upcoming Superman movie has completely taken the world of internet by storm. But I must inform you that this 4-minute clip has also sparked a divided reaction among fans of the iconic DC Comics character. The footage, which showcases a suffering and beaten down Superman being assisted by his dog Krypto and a team of Kryptonian robots, has generated a significant amount of reactions on social media. So I spoke about this trailer with a friend of mine who happens to be a hardcore fan of Zack Snyder and Henry Cavill's take on Superman. He said this new Gunverse Superman literally bleeds and has to be dragged home by his dog after a serious beating. He believes Henry Cavill's soups would mop the floor with this new iteration. I mean, I could not help myself but to agree with this point to some extent, as if you remember in Batman vs. Superman, Henry Cavill's Superman literally took a nuke at point-blank range and healed from the sun without feeling any pain from its radiation, which is accurate in the comics. That was definitely not the case with James Gunn's Superman, as he can be seen crying out in pain as he heals from the sunlight.
Okay, I'm excited about this new Superman movie. I just want to see it because I'm a big DC fan. So just to see the take on it and how it works. Okay, they don't know. We don't know what he was fighting for him to bleed or whatever, or to look weak, as they say. But give it a chance, people. Come on. I mean, you did the same thing when Ben Affleck was becoming Batman. Everybody complained and was like, nah, Ben Affleck not gonna be a good Batman. La, 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 la. But then after it come out, they're like, oh, this is good. And then some people are like, it's crap. Now that they have a new Superman, they're like, we want the Snyderverse back. Well, what happened to not liking Ben Affleck in the new Superman? It's just a repeat. Give it a chance. Give it a chance.
So, is this a major problem going forward with this new universe? And is David Cornswett's iteration of the Man of Steel actually a much weaker version compared to Henry Cavill? Well, before we go into that, I am just going to remind all of you, my beautiful viewers, to spend just 1 second of your time to hit the like button and subscribe to my channel, because that is the only thing which motivates me to come up with more such awesome contents. Okay, now let us get back to the main topic once again. First of all, in this particular scene, the concentrated sunlight is forcing his body to heal rapidly. His bones are probably moving into the right positions, his bleeding wounds are clotting, and his tissues are healing on overdrive. So that is probably going to hurt even for a superpowered alien like Kal-El. Imagine all of those injuries healing all at the same time, with all the strain healing puts on your body condensed into minutes or less. Now imagine it was done with scalding hot water thrown on you for the duration. That would definitely hurt, right? I think there is nothing over here that makes Superman look weak or anything for that matter. Actually, if anything, I think this scene actually makes him all the more relatable. You see, his humanity can't just come from being raised by humans. He needs to know what it feels like to be physically overwhelmed and defeated like the rest of humanity.
I think they struggle. Okay, DC is trying to make Superman more relatable to the viewers. And they're experimenting with different things to try to find what they can do with relatable things. So they did that with the Henry Cavill Superman. They tried to make him relatable. But still, some people say he was overpowered. He was, some people say, yeah. Maybe with the fact that, when he broke Zod's neck in the Man of Steel movie, people were just like gasped about it. And then some people were like, probably felt that he was relatable. But I don't know who goes around breaking necks. I don't know. But anyway, they're trying to make him relatable. So this one might be a better version of the, making him relatable. We don't know. We got to give it a chance.
It's his perseverance, not his powers, that's inspiring. I love this so much. I guess the problem with these haters and Henry Cavill fanatics is that they just want to find reasons to hate this movie. If there is nothing to be found, they are going to try and manufacture something of their own. I think the problem with today's movies isn't the producers, the writers, or studios. It's the audience and movie critics. Movies and shows are doomed before they even release. The reasons are so dumb, too.
I maybe should have just kept quiet and just let the video go on. But, that was how I felt about it.
If it's a strong female or minority lead, then it's woke. If the actors or actresses has different religious or political beliefs than yours, then it's woke. If the characters have an appearance most audience don't like, well, then it sucks. How about judging a film for the acting, storylines, and storytelling? People did the exact same thing to Henry Cavill. Now, almost everyone suddenly loves him as Superman, but when the Man of Steel trailer dropped, we got the same BS as with this Superman. People picked him apart.
Why did I do that? I never seen this video before. This is the first time seeing this video. This is the very first time seeing this video, and this guy feels the same exact way that I do, which it's crazy. Give it a chance.
Until they actually saw Man of Steel. If you remember, even then, there were people calling Henry Cavill a mass murderer cause of the falling buildings with people in them. I thought that was so damn stupid. How about we start judging movies after seeing them? That seems more logical to me. Instead of dooming it before even seeing it. If you're a longtime comic book reader, you've seen comic book covers where the seemingly unbeatable hero is seemingly in mortal danger or being persecuted by the very people he is protecting. It makes you want to buy the issue and read the story. That's the same thing the trailer does. If the trailer just showed you optimistic scenes of smiling people looking up at a flying Superman and Superman rescuing cats from trees and patting children on the head, people wouldn't be interested. Let me tell you, as a long-term comics collector myself and an avid Superman fan, no one likes a heavily superpowered Superman. It demonstrates a shallow understanding of the Superman subtle god-like character that is still under development because of its unexplored potential. I guess if you want a Superman movie, you will have to nerf him in a way or another. If this movie is going to nerf him physically, Man of Steel had to nerf him psychologically. If your main character is basically invulnerable, you have no stakes, no suspense. That's why Superman is so hard to adapt in a movie. Well, that is probably the main reason why we still do not have a proper open-world AAA Superman game, even in 2025. So, in conclusion, this sneak peek and the trailer in general was something we DC fans needed after a long time giving Superman his symbol of hope back, and nothing dark like Zack Snyder's Man of Steel. The trailer showing Superman being hated by people at one point, where someone from the crowd throws a metal can to his head, is something that would realistically happen, but him saving people regardless of how the public views him is what makes him Superman. That is what differentiates him from a character like Homelander. The trailer showing a young child in a war zone wishing for Superman is what Superman is, brings hope to those who previously didn't have it. The Krypto part is cute and sweet despite Krypto being able to fly him. Dragging Clark at super speed had to have been written as a wholesome funny moment between an owner and his loyal companion. In fact, the Krypto scene was hilarious and showed exactly the sort of dumb shit a dog would do. People will complain about it being too comedic or Krypto not being smart enough to realize Superman is in danger, but Krypto isn't trained as an aid dog, so why wouldn't he assume that his owner wants to play after a whistle? Gunn choosing this moment to be comedic will absolutely make Krypto a hit with audiences. He knows people will laugh at Krypto and find Clark's frustration relatable. Great scene. Everything about this just looks perfect. The casting, costuming, set design, visual effects, and cinematography really makes it feel like the Grant Morrison run has somehow come to life. And I'm glad that comic book movies aren't afraid to shy away from source material anymore, but rather embrace it and apply their own touch. So that is all I had to share in this video. What is your take on the new Superman played by David Corenswet and the brand new sneak peek in general? Let me know in the comments down below.
Well. Thank you for this. Even though for this video, even though I felt the same exact way, give this movie a chance. This might be one of the better Supermans. It might be a great. I mean, you have other villains in there. People are too focused on Superman being, just Superman. There are other characters in this movie. So Superman might not get a lot of screen time. They might be using this to build up the Justice League, to give more light on the other characters. You never know. But I think the Krypto thing, if it's a comedic thing, that's fine. But if it's not a comedic thing, that's still fine. I mean, I honestly think people should give it a chance before they want to throw it in the dumpster, down the drain, and completely forget about it. It's not right. It's not fair. And my man is actually correct about, people wanting to trash the movie before it comes out, and it always happens. That's just a thing that people do. I guess, I don't know, but give the movie a chance. Now, I wonder if they bashed any of the Christopher Reeves movies. I don't know, because, there was no internet back then. And there was no, people couldn't comment on things. And, I don't know, they had critics back then, and you'd probably look in the paper and say, whatever they're going to do. But anyway, that's all I have for this one today. Make sure you do put your comments down in the comments section, and we can continue this conversation. Let me know how you feel about the movie. If you like it, if you're, excited about it, if you don't like it, what you like about it, everything. Let's just keep this conversation going so that, honestly, I'm excited for the movie, and I'm going to check it out. So, but ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, children of the ages, that's all I have for this one. And we'll see you later. Ciao.